All right, we're here. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. And let's not even dilly-dally around with a silly little intro, okay? Recently, we've been doing banger rants, and this is not going to be one of them. But let's talk about Cocaine Bear, the Elizabeth Banks project, based on the incident where in real life, a bunch of cocaine was dropped out of a plane, and a bear ate it and wreaked some terror. Now, if you don't know anything about the incident, you'd say, hey, that's kind of really insensitive for a film to be made about an incident where a bunch of people died, because a bunch of people died in the trailer of the movie and get wrecked up by a bear. What about the real life victims of this? Well, good thing there are none. There are none, so you can feel fine laughing at all of the shenanigans Cocaine Bear and the human counterparts get into. But the question really is then, does the film make you laugh? And kinda, not really. Let's talk about it. So Elizabeth Banks is relatively new on the directing scene. She also directed the 2019 Charlie's Angels film, which, surprise, surprise, I was kind of a fan of, and the reason I was kind of a fan of it is it just looked like it was such a fun time. Specifically, Kristen Stewart was having the time of her life on that set. Everybody was enjoying themselves, and it just came off that way, that it was because it seemed to be such an enjoyable on-set experience. That reverberated throughout the actual film, and it just had such good vibes to it. Was it a good film? No, of course not, but it was fun and enjoyable. And to a certain extent, Cocaine Bear aligns pretty similarly with that ideology from Charlie's Angels 2019. The whole thing about Cocaine Bear, which is both the positive and the negative of the film, is Cocaine Bear is an absolutely nothing burger of a film. There is no point to the film. There is no message to the film. It is just a bear and it's on cocaine, and that's it. That's the entire movie. That's all that the entire plot hinges on. We don't get to know the characters whatsoever. There's no way dialogue to invest yourself in any of one of the three subplots going on. No, it's just that a bear is on cocaine, and bears don't do cocaine, and the bear gets violent when it does cocaine, and that's the whole entire thing. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds insufferable. And it kinda is. It's really annoying. The gore isn't really good. And also for the first half of the film, it really is not gory as it should have been. I'm aware that there are setups, but there are incidents that happen that don't have the level of gore that I would have preferred. But then as soon as the ambulance scene hits, it gets pretty intense on the gore. But it's not even that good of gore anyways. It is also a very, very, very stupid logistical movie. There are a lot of instances that happen specifically with character actor Margot Martindale, where the bear probably should have been shot multiple times, but due to the movie having 45 more minutes in it, of course, she doesn't shoot at opportune times to kill the bear. Ahaha, it's funny. Even though it's not. The CGI bear is horrible. It constantly looks like it's just been dropped in a frame. It looks like horribly green screened into the film. It doesn't look like it's actually interacting with its environment or its victims. It just looks like somebody who just learned how to use After Effects chroma keyed the bear into the scene. And for a film that I have to imagine, I'm not looking it up because I don't care that much, had a decent budget, that's kind of disappointing, because you would at least think that the titular character and the character that arguably has the most screen time would be properly edited in. But it's not. It looks very, very, very bad. But yeah, it's not fun. The characters are boring. The performances are fine for what they're given, but they're really not given much. The only characters that I thought I can say these were good performances were Alden Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson Jr. as a kind of tag team duo, drug dealer and buddy who lost his wife pairing. And they were good, and they acted well for what they were given. Kerry Russell was fine. Brooklyn Prince was fine. Ray Liotta in one of his last roles was not great. It was just, again, you can't really judge the merit of these things. Like, the cinematography is bland and boring, and for a film about a cocaine bear, I feel like you could have gone so many directions with the editing and the cinematography, but they rely on the fact that it's a bear and it does cocaine and it's a cocaine bear to kind of hold your attention, and they don't actually do anything interesting with the technical elements of the film. But the saving grace here is the fact that it knows what it is. There are so many films that are over the top, insanity, dumb, stupid bull that try to, at a certain point throughout the film, hammer in either an emotional message to make it seem like the film had a higher purpose overall, or hammer in some type of random like monologues with some heady dialogue that doesn't fit in with the rest of the film to make it seem like there was more going on than it was. None of that happens in Cocaine Bear. It is self-admittedly a movie about a cocaine bear, and that's it. And that's the whole thing, and there's nothing else to it, but the movie knows that. The movie doesn't pretend to be anything else, anything other than a cocaine bear. And honestly, I know this is very lowering the bar type beat right now. I kind of admire it for that, because that's exactly how I felt about Charlie's Angels. Sure, the movie is bad, but is it really trying to be anything other than an enjoyable, somewhat time for people to watch and have fun with? No, and Cocaine Bear's not trying to be anything other than that. So I do have actual respect for it. And that shout out to Elizabeth Banks, because once again, it seemed like the people who were making this movie had a fun time making this movie. And again, I haven't watched any behind the scenes featurettes or interviews or anything like that, but the vibes that I got from every actor on screen seemed like they were enjoying themselves. And I can't be mad at someone for taking a paycheck to make a film that is about as absurd of a topic as Cocaine Bear and just have a wild time and enjoy themselves and make money and probably make a decent profit off of the film. I can't be mad at it. They're not hurting anybody, and overall, I found it kind of enjoyable. Usually this is the type of film where the over the edge shock tactics and gore and violence, but that don't reach that extra level would bother me. But I understand it's not trying to be a movie. It's trying to be like a super palatable, fun, crazy time. And that's exactly what it is. So Elizabeth Banks gets my commendation, not condemnation, but I will commend her for doing that. I had a decent time, and I really thought I was going to hate this film. I went into it expecting it to be one of the worst films of the year, and you know what I'm gonna leave in it? It's one of the not good films of the year, but I won't call it one of the worst films of the year. Ant-Man and Quantumania, Wasp is worse than this. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is worse than this. And yeah, I don't know. It was fun. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm going to give Cocaine Bear a 3 out of 10. Now I know. I said I had fun and I enjoyed it, but it is just a nothing movie. There's no actual substance to it, really, other than a cocaine bear. There's some level of the Kerry Russell and Brooklyn Prince character family dynamics, but not really. There's some barely form of love interest between Jesse Tyler Ferguson and character actor Margot Martindale, but he's barely there. So there's nothing for you to attach yourself into and get you to a deeper level of appreciation for the film. But that surface level I appreciate it on that. So yeah, I would actually, just for the spectacle that it is, and not in like, usually when I say spectacle, I'm like, this is like, I'm referring to something like Avatar: Way of Water. It's a spectacle, it's gorgeous. This is a spectacle in the way of, I don't really know if we're ever going to get a mainstream film like Cocaine Bear ever again, so you might as well go see it while you can. So yeah, 3 out of 10, it's fine, it's cool. Everyone else in the theater seemed to have a lot of fun with it too, so there's that. Cocaine Bear, 3 out of 10. go see it. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Friday video. Monday, we are going to have the BoJack Horseman video. I am currently in the process of editing it. I've switched over from Adobe Premiere to DaVinci Resolve, and God, it is such, what a better editor, and it's free. That's insane. Anyways, that's besides the point. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.